Indulge in Blum's luxurious Lotus flower rolls. The green Lotus roll bursts with a caramel apple flavor, while the blue Lotus roll offers a smooth berry cream sensation. With our Crush for Flavor technology, enjoy an instant burst of natural, intense flavor anytime you desire. Elevate your experience with the finest creations nature has to offer. Explore the full collection at blumleaf.com. That's BLUMLEAF.com. Blumleaf. Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today. This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hey, looky here.
Yo.
It's time to get to work.
It is. We are here.
Welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Rusty.
He is alive. He is
I'm
risen.
alive. I've risen.
After 3 weeks in his tomb, he rolled the mucus stone out of the way and came back. Hey, welcome to 2025 as well.
Yep. 2025
that's a big deal.
Here.
This is going to be a weird year, and I'm here for it, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so we are King of the Hill, Season 7, Episode 5, or in the year of our Lord 7 ABE 02. So this one's 3 episodes off, basically, right?
Yeah,
It was
is.
supposed to be, this is supposed to be Episode 5, but this is one that they moved around from 2. Dances with Dogs.
Which would be a
OZ.
Dances with Wolves reference.
Yeah.
Released
I
in
was talking about
1990.
Kevin Costner last night. And how he got a big head and left Yellowstone, which seems like the stupidest thing he's ever done.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
don't
not
count
sure
Robin
about
Hood,
that.
it seems
yeah.
like the stupidest thing he's ever
Actually, I went through and started watching shows on Paramount.
Yeah.
I haven't watched TV really in a long time,
Yeah.
like actual what's going on. And I started watching them, and I went and looked at the writer of all the shows I've been watching. It was
Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan. It
Yeah.
was the mayor of Kingstown.
Mhm.
It was
Landman.
Landman. It was what was the other one called?
There's a Lioness.
The Lioness. That
Yeah.
one. I watched all 3 of those all the
My
way
wife
through.
says that one's really good. I haven't
Lioness?
really watched any of his stuff.
Lioness is pretty good.
Yeah.
Landman is fantastic.
Yeah, they said Landman's really good.
Landman is fantastic because it's a
'Cause
very
it's like
Texas.
almost made for Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, it's like a Texas-esque show. Yeah, well, it is
Mhm.
not esque. It is Texas, so it's like a real Texas show. So it's like, oh, okay, so it's got a lot of relatable geographical stuff. So
I have a new coffee mug for 2025.
oh yeah,
And here's
Well, I
the
do too,
biggest
actually.
issue, and I know this is great for audio, but the biggest issue is this little cap that goes on it. What I kept doing is knocking the other ones over in my truck,
yeah.
and it would spill everywhere. Now I have a lid.
Well, see,
The amazing
I
one just
also
spent
got a
$20
mug.
on.
It's actually made for tea, and it came with like a
Oh, yeah,
metal
that's cool.
strainer. But the only issue I have with is
Hold it up so people can see it.
That's the lid is just
Oh, it just fits barely. Yeah.
barely fits. Like
It's nice though.
it is a nice mug. It keeps it
beautiful
really
mug.
really warm.
Welcome
it's
to
very
Mug Talk.
insulated.
Hey,
chat.
okay, this originally aired December 1st, 2002, so we're really not that far off as far as timing-wise goes.
No, we're not. We're only a few months out.
Yeah, we're
I
about
think we've been that way for a while now. We've only been like a couple of
Well, I
a month or
remember,
so away.
you know, a few seasons ago, we were, like, doing a Christmas episode in July or something.
Yeah,
you know, it was, like,
yeah.
right
So
in the
now
middle,
we're aligned with it
Yeah,
a
it's
little
never
bit at
perfect.
least.
All right, so in this one, Bobby and Hank compete in a dog dancing contest. This is definitely like a bottle episode because it has nothing to do with any sort of
Anything.
storyline or anything like
Yeah.
that. This is directed by Anthony Leoy and Clay Hall. Writers are Mike Judge, Greg Daniels, and Norm Hiscock. Do you know Norm Hiscock?
Not personally.
Old-time comedian,
Okay.
Norm Hiscock.
So he did comedy before he did writing. Then.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, I wanted to shout out to Gary Yap. Gary Yap is a
Yap.
storyboard director, works in the animation department and stuff
Yeah.
like that on King of the Hill in the earliest sense of King of the Hill, and he worked for it for quite a while. So he found us organically on YouTube, which I think is one of the coolest
Hey, Gary
things
Yap.
to happen yet in the top 10 cool things for what's happened for our podcast.
You said that he just got in touch with you about one that he listened to, and we made a Napoleon Dynamite reference. And
Yeah,
he
it was
like, thumbs up for that.
season 2, episode something or another.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
remember the exact episode, but
Well,
it was
way
like
back.
way back in the early episodes, and he managed to organically find us. So I think it's real cool that
Very cool.
an actual creator of the show happened to be surfing
that.
through YouTube, and we popped up into his feed, and now he's
Love
going back and watching us from the beginning. So
That's really awesome. man.
once you get to season 7, episode 5, thanks, Gary. We
Thanks, Gary.
appreciate you. Yeah.
We'll see you in the future.
We'll see you soon, bud.
All right, so this one starts, by the way, No Bell, No Yell, which we haven't had for a long time, not even to begin or in this last season.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. Yeah.
We start at the Hill House. We're in the living room. It's Bobby, Hank, and Peggy. Peggy is looking through her purse. She goes, Hank, I found the coupons. Oh, they've expired. And Hank says, oh, dang it. Oh, heck, I'm really in the mood for some ice cream. Let's just pay the full price. And that's a big deal as far as I'm concerned for Hank.
Oh, the
Because
coupons.
I can't imagine. I know me. I don't like paying full price for anything.
I don't like. No, I don't either.
And so
I don't think anybody likes paying full price for anything.
I don't know. People they don't. I don't know.
Well,
They
it's
don't
like the.
use coupons.
It's like
and stuff anymore.
sales. Like 50% off. And you weren't gonna spend the money to begin with, so you
Yeah.
don't really save money. It's like to say, we save you over 50% or 25% when they don't really save you anything because you're still you're spending money.
You know the one I hate is
What's that?
Kohl's. When you go to Kohl's, they circle the thing on the receipt and they go, "Hey, thanks for shopping with us today. You saved $493." No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
they do that.
I did not.
They
That's
do that
not-
at a lot of stores.
That's
or,
not a thing.
Or when you check out at HEB and you get through checking out and you look at the bottom, it
Yeah.
says you saved $2.42, and it's
Yeah.
like I just spent $400
Yeah.
on food.
Yeah. All right, so he just says, "Screw it, let's just pay full price." Bobby is on the couch, kind of slouching there with his Game Boy. He says, "You guys go on ahead without me. I'm sticking to my New Year's resolution: ice cream once a day." What a resolution, huh? Only once
What
a
a
day.
resolution, yeah.
Hank says,
Not a good
"Oh."
one, but one.
He goes, "Attaboy, Bobby. Nothing tastes sweeter than self-discipline. Does it, Hank?" Okay. They leave. Bobby goes to the window and kind of peeks out and watches them leave. And under his breath, he's like, "That's right. You go get your ice cream." And then he gets a VHS tape from under the couch, which I can't imagine it's the greatest hiding place. But
Yeah,
he
no,
gets a
probably
VHS
not.
tape out, and all I can think is Bobby's about to whack it. That's really that's what
Yeah.
I thought.
He's pulling out the
Bobby's-
old porno.
Bobby's got his little porno.
The song that's on the VHS tape. This is my Artie notes. First Artie notes of the year.
Yeah.
He
What's up,
says the song is on that is on the VHS tape is "Twist and Shout."
Mm-hmm.
It was originally recorded by the Top Notes, but didn't become a hit until it was recorded by the Isley Brothers in
Yeah.
1962. It's been covered by the Beatles, Salt and Pepper, the Astronauts, Chaka Demus, and Pliers.
The
I
Beatles.
don't know who the last two are.
The
Never heard of 'em.
Beatles version was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And
Okay.
I remember it had a little bit of a resurgence because I can remember buying a 45 of that because it was in.
Oh, the Beatles 45. Yeah,
Because it was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I thought you were about to say a gun. I
Was
was
that like
like, I
85?
bought a 45.
Yeah, I bought it for 45. He goes, "That's right. You go get your ice cream." He gets his VHS out from under the couch, And then he puts it in, and you see the twisting, shouting, all that stuff, and you see people dancing with dogs on the screen.
Yep.
And by
Dancing
that, I
with
mean the dogs
dogs.
are on their back legs, and they've got their front legs, and they're just kind of dancing around with them.
So I got another really quick
go
artifact to
for
knock out of the way. When you see the dogs dancing,
Yeah.
that's known as musical canine freestyle,
Okay.
which is a real thing. It's also known as musical freestyle, freestyle dancing, and canine freestyle. Started in many places almost simultaneously around 1989. So it all kind of sprouted at the same
They
time.
still have
There was
these
an
competitions?
underground movement. I have no clue if they still
Okay.
have them or not, but they says currently. So let me get down to that part. So it says the demonstrations being shown in Canada, England, the United States, and the Netherlands, and it was all within like 3 years of each other. So it was like this
Yeah.
underground movement of dog dancing. And then the first official musical freestyle group was the Musical Canine Sports International, which was founded in British Columbia in Canada in 1991. So currently, the current organizations that run this are Rally Freestyle Elements, which is the USA, the World Canine Freestyle Organization, which is the USA, Canine Freestyle Federation USA, Dogs Can Dance USA, Musical Dog Sport Association USA, Pause to Dance Canine Freestyle Organization, which is in Canada, Canine Freestyle GB, which is Great Britain, and then Perfect Canine Freestyle Club in
Oh, I
Japan.
love that.
So yeah, there is an actual underground movement, and it might be above ground at this point.
Yeah.
Movement of dog dancing.
All right, so one of the things that brings me the most joy in life is the AKC dog show.
Yeah, I like
That
that.
they put
Don't they
on
do it on
TV.
Thanksgiving? Isn't that what
Yeah,
it
they do it
is?
on Thanksgiving, but
Yeah.
then there's a follow-up like a couple weeks later or whatever. I think I just missed this one. But I love watching it, and the only reason is my brain can completely check out. I just watch some dogs run around. You know, I mean, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't
So
mind that,
if
but the
this
dog
were
dancing
on-
thing would.
If this were on, I'd watch it.
I don't know that I
I would definitely
honestly.
watch it. Yeah, I want to see people dancing with dogs. So he's like, "Hey, Ladybird, you ready, girl?" And he gets her and starts dancing with her, and he's like, "Yeah, Ladybird, Ladybird." And then we flash to outside. Hank and Peggy are back unexpectedly. So again, it's like they interrupted him whacking it or whatever, you know. But he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Peggy. It's just that kid stuck his fingers in the ice cream and ruined the mood." And then they start going back in. And Bobby is in there dancing with Ladybird, and he's like, "Oh, and turn, and this, and this." And he turns, and Hank is just standing there watching Bobby dance
Whoa,
with Ladybird.
He's not ecstatic about
And
it.
Bobby's
that's for
like,
sure.
"Whoa!" He goes, "Bobby, what the hell are you doing with my dog?" He goes, "It's," and he's standing in front of the TV, like trying to cover up what he's watching. He says,
Like a
"It's-"
porn, like
exactly.
like he doesn't have to cover it up. It's just dogs dancing on TV.
He's like, it's extreme training. He goes, look like dancing to me. And, all right, it was dancing. It's called Musical Canine Freestyle. Liar. He just calls him a
liar.
liar.
That can't be real.
He says, no. Look, it's a real thing. And he shows him the TV. He goes, they have contests and everything. It started up in Canada. Hank, of course, I love this. He goes, they're supposed to be our allies.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
That's good.
He goes, Dad, it's okay.
The
The root-
50, what are the 52nd state.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, it's okay. The routine we worked out is low impact, and Ladybird loves it. He goes, she's 13 years old. If I hadn't stopped you when I did, you could have displaced her hip. He says, but we were training for a contest in McManerbury. He goes, no. I mean, he's no more dancing
Yeah, he's not ecstatic about any of
Or-
this. He's not happy.
or any other Canadian tricks. He goes, she's got arthritis. He looks at Ladybird and goes, who's got arthritis? Yes, you do. Come on, girl, it's time for a nap. Who's got arthritis? I wish I could have remembered this when my grandparents were alive, because I would look at them and go, who's got arthritis?
I actually
guess
have
I look in the mirror
arthritis.
now.
I'm arthritic
Oh, yeah.
as a young 35-year-old man. I actually have it's in my back, my lower back,
Yeah.
spinal stenosis, I think is
Yeah.
what they call it.
Yeah. I've got spinal stenosis everywhere, not just in my back. It says, oh, look, there's Black Ant came in.
Well, yep. It was
Uh,
snow day at work today. Congratulations. We're looking at a couple of snow days next week.
He says,
Ice days, more
he
like
says,
it.
yes, you do. Come on, girl, time for your nap. I'll turn on the dryer to help you sleep. And he walks off with her. Now we're in the alley, all four guys. So we got Boomhauer, Dale, Bill, and Hank. And Hank is standing there, and he's just like, Just when I think the boy is acting normal, I catch him dancing with Lady Bird. Oh, and he had her wearing a bandana. I mean, that's the big part. He
doesn't even care about the dancing too
now,
much.
what
just the
he
bandana.
does with this dog later, it's so far and above just a bandana.
Yeah, he
But-
goes further. He takes it further than Bobby had it. Like Bobby was just dancing in the living room, having a good time with the dog, not really thinking about the competitive nature of the sport.
No.
He's just doing it just to be Bobby. And then Hank, he takes it to like the 10th level kind of
does.
thing.
Boomhauer responds to the bandana comment. He's a dog, man, be best friend, man. Talking about getting to dress him up like no dang old little poodle. Man, dang old dog, man. No dignity, man. No dignity. No dignity.
No digging.
He goes, exactly, Boomhauer. Then, of course, we get Dale. Psst, dancing with dogs is ridiculous. Next thing you know, they'll have them smoking. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Doggy cigarettes. I thought of it first. Bill says,
I've never seen a dog smoking a cigarette, but there are
Monkeys.
a lot of old Hollywood pre-code movies where they have chimpanzees
Yep.
smoking cigarettes.
Monkeys love those cigarettes. Monkeys love those cigarettes. He says, Bill looks at him and goes, like he's not paying attention to anything Dale says.
No,
He goes,
he doesn't care.
What kind of dance were they doing, Hank? He goes, oh, I don't know, the twist. Why? He goes, Bobby should be severely punished. What was he thinking? It's a jackass sport. Excuse me, I have to attend a personal matter of passing importance, and he just walks off, right? Bill never leaves the group.
Nah, Bill's the last one standing. I
Dale-
imagine Bill's still standing in the alley when everybody's inside.
I just love the quote from Dale. He goes, Bill's so busy these days. Like he's just been off doing these things. Okay, so now we're Bobby and Connie are talking. They're in Connie's kitchen, so at Khan's house. Black Ant says there's a famous chimp in North Korea that smokes. The staff gave him cigarettes as the only form of entertainment. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah.
You could actually
Those chimps get attached to those cigarettes pretty easily.
there's actually a pirate stream, if you want to call it that, of North Korean state television that you can watch. I mean, you just Google it and you can find it, I'm
Really?
sure. But there's a guy that I imagine it's a South Korean that gets the airwaves
Okay.
and puts them onto the internet. And he's probably not the only one that does it, but the specific one. And it really is. I don't understand Korean, but just watching it, it is really kind of it's dystopian to watch.
Mhm.
It makes you feel like it's like
Well, they eat each other.
you're watching this apocalypse movie, and then there's like a TV on in the background.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like. It feels like it's like this apocalyptic thing
Oh, I'm sure
in
it
the
is.
background.
It
It's
is
kind of
very
weird.
apocalyptic
I watched
over
it,
there.
and then I watched it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I'm probably gonna be on a list for this.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
want to turn this
No, that's
off.
exactly right.
Especially with
so
everything that's going on nowadays.
Bobby and Connie are sitting in her kitchen and they're talking, and Bobby's like, I'm gonna miss dancing with that dog. Connie says, I dance with the seniors down at the nursing home. Maybe that would cheer you up. It'd be nice to have a boy there for a change. He goes, have you been listening? I want to dance with dogs, not old people. Jeez. He looks out the window and he sees their dog, Doggy, chasing a
Little
squirrel.
doggy.
And Doggy is like this little yappy dog. So he starts doing flips and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, hey. So he already is thinking, okay, I bet I can dance with that dog. Now you've got Hank and Ladybird in the garage. We hear the radio on, and the radio's like, when you see him in person, he really is a monster. And the other guy says, he's 5 feet if he's an inch. 5 feet is a monster?
That's,
okay.
Yeah.
I
I guess for a dog, that's kind of a big dog.
it's playing, and Hank says, "Oh, this new planer really does the trick, huh, Ladybird?" He's planing like wood, trying out.
Oh yeah.
And it changes to this slow Western swing music. I think it's the Patsy Cline song. that
Patsy
comes
Cline.
on. Patsy
Go
Cline song
out
that comes on.
walking
Yeah, that's what I meant. He
After
goes,
midnight. I was speaking to Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
I got 3 concerts next year, which is be like my biggest. I've been to tons of concerts of like regional
Sure.
music, Texas
Right.
music, Southwest music, but I get to go to Willie Nelson in April.
Mm.
Jelly Roll, and
Where's
I
Willie
think I've talked
Nelson
about
at?
it before. Willie Nelson going to be in New Braunfels
Okay.
with Robert Earl Keen.
okay.
And I'm more excited for that one than I am for any of them because all the other people are in their 30s and still alive. This is Willie Nelson's, I'm not saying it's his last ride, so to
Pretty
speak,
close. Yep. pretty
but
close. In the 90s.
he's at that point where they insure your tickets automatically. Like you don't have to pay for the insurance. Your tickets are automatically
Just in case,
insured
yeah.
because he is that old of
Could
a
happen.
musician. So I'm really excited for that. Yes, because he wrote Crazy for Patsy.
Oh, he wrote
Cline,
a ton of songs. Yeah,
yeah,
he
a
wrote
lot of
ton
good stuff.
songs.
Wrote When Time Slips Away or whatever it's called for Fair and Young.
My favorite
Walls,
Willie
Hello
Nelson
Walls.
song, or Willie Nelson album is the what's the one Starlight or whatever? It's a blue
Yeah, that
cover,
was the
just a
one,
bunch of stars on it.
that
That's
was
where
the
he does
one-
a bunch of covers.
Stardust, I think is what it's called.
Stardust, there you go.
That was the one he did in the 80s. That was like when he had finally got away from all the labels and stuff like that. He went, I can't remember what label it was that he signed with at that time, but he signed with whatever label that label that he did that album with was. And the producer or whatever, the executive of the label was like, you do your music. You do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
You go and
Yeah.
collect. And he did a bunch of standards.
It's crazy looking at Willie Nelson like back in the 60s where he has short hair and he's dressed
Yeah,
in
it
that Western
is.
swing
Well,
suit
that's the
and all that
thing
stuff.
is the reason why he left Nashville was because he hated the sound of 80s, like the 80s. They started using a lot of computers and stuff, like a lot of synthesizers, and he was like,
Oh, yeah.
"This isn't." He said, because you got to think he was there. He was working on radios at the beginning of rock and roll in
Oh,
the
sure.
late 50s, early 60s, and then he was there for like probably like one of the biggest eras for country music in the 60s, and he was writing for some of the biggest artists.
Mm-hmm.
And once it kind of started to go, like he couldn't be him, he couldn't be himself. So
Oh,
that's when
yeah,
he went.
sure.
He started the outlaw movement or whatever, and went to Austin, where it's like hippies and rednecks all like meshed together, and he was just doing his thing down there. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's had the longevity that he's had is because he separated. It's kind of like what Snoop Dogg has done. They separate themselves from the industry that they started in,
Yeah.
and they branched out and did so many other different things that it's really like household name. There's not, Snoop
Dogg
Dogg
thing
in
is nuts to
1990
me.
probably would have
Yeah.
never thought he would be a household name.
No.
But he could get sponsorships that nobody else can get that smokes weed.
He just sponsored a bowl. He had a college bowl. It was the Snoop Dogg Bowl.
Yeah, he did. And
So,
it's the
know.
thing with him that blows my mind is that in most people that openly smoke weed, even still today in the how accepting it and all, the new acceptance of it,
Mm-hmm.
he still is the only one that can get some of these massive sponsorships and still smoke.
Oh, sure.
And then he says here, Willie Nelson used to smoke pot on the roof of the White House with Carter's kid,
Yeah, it's Black
which
Ant saying that, yeah.
I wasn't here for it to say it because I was out last
I
week.
remember it.
But rest in peace, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lady Bird hears this song come on and comes over and starts nudging.
She wants to dance.
Yeah, she starts nudging Hank in the leg. And he goes, "Oh, watch it, Lady Bird. Daddy's using the planer. Damn it, why can't I say planer?" He goes, what is it, Lady Bird? You like that music, huh, girl? She kind of jumps up, and he grabs her paws and starts kind of walk dancing with her and says, "Lady Bird, you're a beautiful dancer." And she's just walking back and forth, but okay. Now we are at the Arlen Animal Shelter. Hey, Artie. We're at the Arlen Animal Shelter, and Bill is walking through the kennels with two guys
Looking for a dog.
that
yeah.
work there. And he's, I'm looking to adopt a dog that could be a good dancing partner, one that really cut a rug. I was thinking maybe a long hair. I like long hair. And the shelter guy looks at this dog, points at it, and the only thing I can compare it to is maybe a Rottweiler that is very pissed off.
Yeah, it's
has a muzzle on.
a mean dog.
Ooh,
It doesn't
boy.
look like a dog that likes to do
And the
anything.
guys
but
are kind
bites.
of making fun of Bill and exchanging side eyes and stuff. And he goes, "Hey, that one there?" He goes, "Yeah, well, he looks like he's strong and he's certainly got a lot of energy because the dog's just going nuts inside this little glass cubicle." He goes, "Are they a good breed for dog dancing?" The guy looks at the other guy and kind of goes, "Yeah, they're bred for dancing." He goes, "Oh, I hope you like rock and roll," talking to the dog. Now we're at
That's how
Cons-
gullible he is, though,
Oh, my
because
God,
the
you're
second
not-
I
you're
saw
not
a dog
kidding.
in a muzzle anywhere, whether it be a kennel or not,
Oh.
I'm hesitant. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that
Yeah.
dog's not.
That's
Keep it
not
over
the
there.
one. Now we're at Khan's house with Bobby, Connie, and Khan outside with Doggy. And Khan says, "So you want to dance with my dog? But what's in it for the big dog? Me, Khan." He goes, "How about you pick up Doggy's poo from my yard? That way, child prodigy Connie gets to study more. Poo picking hillbilly get to dance with dog. Universe in harmony." He goes, Bobby says, he's a small dog. How bad could it be? And Connie looks at him and just goes, yeah. He says, deal. He goes, you start now. Hands him a plastic bag. He goes down to pick it up, and he's just like, oh, geez, what are you feeding him? Because it's a big steaming pile.
Big steaming pile of dookie. Little dogs can poop big poops, too.
Boy, you ain't kidding. Okay, so we're back at the Hill House. Peggy's out watering plants. Hank is pulling out of the garage in the truck. By the way, how many times do you think we see Hank pulling out of the garage with his truck? You never see the truck parked in the garage.
Not inside
It's
the
always out
garage. It's
front.
usually Peggy's big Lincoln or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that she drives, big
he's
Buick.
backing out of the
whatever
garage. I just thought that was kind of unique. He goes, just gonna get gas, and he backs out. And as soon as he starts driving, you see Lady Bird's head pop up over in the passenger seat, and then we see kind of like that overview shot we see of Arlen sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's at night.
The swooping pan shot. Yeah,
but it's at night, and it's up on that cliff. And Hank's got his car parked, and the light's shining, and he's out there just dancing with the dog.
Out in the woods.
to the I go out walking. Yeah. Next morning, we're back at the Hill House. Hank comes through, and he goes, hey, Peggy, you notice anything different about Lady Bird? She goes, is the left side of her face paralyzed? It's fantastic. And he says, no, she's lost 2 pounds. She goes, oh, tapeworm. That was my second guess. God dang, Peggy.
Wow.
He goes, no, since I've been walking her more, she's been getting in great shape. Listen, no creaking joints. I've stopped giving her anti-inflammatory medicine. The Lady Bird goes, Ruff. He goes, even her bark sounds more youthful. She's like a puppy again. You know, I'm going to keep walking her. I don't care what anybody thinks. I love you, Peggy. And he leaves with the dog. It's just such a weird interaction.
It is a weird interaction. It's like he's saying, I love you to the dog, not Peggy.
Yeah. Now, Hank is in the living room with Lady Bird, and he's looking through a photo album of things that Lady Bird has done, I guess.
Yeah, he's reminiscent about her youthful days.
He goes, hey, Lady Bird, remember when you won this ribbon for cutest puppy at the mall? Huh? Do you? Labor Day? He goes, remember that? Huh? Do you? Fall of 99? Huh? Do you remember? She goes, Burr. He says, yeah, me too. Let's win you another ribbon, girl. Now we go to the musical Canine Freestyle, and it's the registration table, and you see oh, by the way, this is at the McMainer-Berry Hotel, and we're in the, obviously the ballroom or whatever. Hank says she's named after former First Lady Lady Bird Johnson. He's filling out the forms, and then behind him, you hear Bobby's voice pop up. He goes, so there's no limit to the number of sequins an entrant can have on his costume? Can I get that in writing? He overhears it, and he's like, oh, shit. And he's like trying to get away. But the lady at the table's like, Mr. Hill, you forgot your pen. Bobby turns around and says, Dad, what are you doing here? He goes, okay, I know what this looks like, and it is what it is. He goes, you lied. You made me think dog dancing was for weirdos. He goes, wait a minute, that's Con's dog. You're dancing with the neighbor's dog against me and Lady Bird? Bobby says, well, what was I supposed to do? Not dog dance?
This is hilarious. Bobby is really defiant right here.
What am I supposed to do? Not dance with a dog? And anyway, you said Lady Bird was too old to dance. If you pumped her full of pain pills, I'll make sure you're both disqualified.
Yeah, that's funny. I love that.
Hank's like, well, what do you care? Looks like you dance with any dog that'll have you. He goes, oh, he's not just any dog. This little fella may poo like a buffalo, but he dances like Britney Spears.
That's funny.
Hank says, oh, yeah? Well, I think this pup's going to surprise you with a few moves of her own, talking about Lady Bird. Bobby says, I believe it's up to the judges to decide who's got the moves and who doesn't. I'll see you out on the dance floor. And then he just like goes, pew, spins around and does a couple of spins in front of the dog. And he goes, that's just a little taste, Dad, Lady Bird. And he takes off. And that is our first commercial break. We will take that, and we will be right. We're going to be right
back.
There it is. For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us on our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com. At Angel Bliss, we believe every parent's journey is a beautiful adventure. Our mission is to make it joyful and stress-free with thoughtful, safe, and innovative products. Born from a love for family, we promise peace of mind for parents and comfort for babies. From playtime to bedtime, every Angel Bliss product is designed with care, reliability, and a style to nurture the special bond between parent and child. Angel Bliss, creating happy memories, one baby at a time. Visit us at angelbliss.us. Angel Bliss. And we are
back.
There it is.
We're here.
Bobby is out on the back porch with Doggy, and he is in aerobics clothing. Like Bobby's got a headband and like leg warmers.
He's ready to sweat it out with the
whole
oldies.
Thing. Yeah, he's behind the glass door. Hank is inside. He has the glass door locked, and he's yelling at Bobby. They're yelling at each other through the glass door. Bobby says, "Just let us in. We'll go straight to my room. We need to practice." He goes, "You're dancing with the neighbor's dog. Go dance at the neighbor's. Come on, leave or I'll call the pound." He called the pound.
Leave or I'll call the pound.
He says, "You're scared, old man. You're scared of my moves." He goes, "Oh, that's crazy. Peggy?" Peggy opens up the door, lets Bobby right in. She goes, "Hank, this is all very simple. You both want to dance with dogs, right? You each have a dog that you can dance with. You take your dog to the garage. You take with her there, or you dance with her there. Bobby gets to dance with the dog in his bedroom. Everybody gets to dance with the dog. Everybody wins." That's the first sane thing that Peggy has said in quite a while.
Yeah,
you take your dog there. You take your dog there, and we're done. Yeah, that's it. All right, Bill is with the very mean dog.
They're doing "Achy Breaky Heart" by Billy Ray Cyrus.
He turns on the "Achy Breaky Heart," and the dog, again, wearing a muzzle, very mean. It seems like he is going to just eat Bill.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to turn out good for Bill.
No.
It doesn't look very good.
He goes, "You ready to dance, Rex?" "Of course you are. It's in your blood." He takes off the muzzle, and the dog literally goes right for him. Rips his shirt in half, just starts chewing
tearing
on
him
everything.
up. Yeah, like
he goes,
bad decision.
"Oh, you want to lead? Is that it, boy?" The dog chases him. The dog jumps on the couch, starts ripping it in half. Bill barricades himself in his bedroom. The dog is just pounding on the door. Bill is behind the door, and he's just like, "Oh, dear God." And then we go over to Hank's house. Hank is outside raking leaves, and he sees Bobby and Doggy practicing in Bobby's room. Now, Doggy is in a top hat and tails.
Yep.
He's jumping up and down with Bobby.
Little snazzy pup.
And Hank goes, "Oh, a costume." And then Bobby sees him. He closes the blinds immediately, like, you're not cheating with me. Now Bill, you just hear, Rex, just move your paw. That's and he runs outside and holds the door down because the dog's coming after him, and the door is just bang, bang, bang because the dog is just
it's
trying
a big
to
dog,
eat Bill. Yeah. Now we go back over to Hank. Hank puts a little cowboy hat on him and on Lady Bird. He sees her in a mirror in the garage, which I thought was weird because I don't know that we've ever seen a mirror in Hank's garage.
Nah, I think that's a new thing.
A full-length mirror.
That must be a dancing thing.
He goes, "Now, I know this isn't our style, but you got to do what you got to do." He puts it on. He goes, "Oh, wow, Lady Bird, I think we're really going to win this thing." Bill bursts into the garage from inside of Hank's house, which is weird. That means he had to come through the front door and all the way through the garage. He goes, "Oh, Bill." He goes, "Hank, I know you don't like dog dancing, but I need your advice." Hank is trying to hide Lady Bird,
which is even weirder if you think about it.
Yeah,
because he had to go all the way around to the front street to
That's
go through the house.
Yeah,
like I can understand him going through the screen door and meeting Hank inside the sliding door, but he would have to go through the front door and then
or coming up and banging
house
on the garage door or
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
He goes, "Hank, I know you don't like dog dancing, but I need your advice. I bought a dog to dance with. It won't dance with me. It's all my fault. I'm doing something to push it away, just like I pushed away Lenore." Hank's like, "Oh, Bill, this isn't a good time. I'm kind of in the middle of something." And Bill kind of takes a look at Lady Bird and goes, "Oh, doesn't Lady Bird look cute in that hat?" By the way, Bill is just covered in scratches and wounds, and his clothes are all ripped.
The dog is mauling him.
And he goes, "Hank, you're dog dancing." He goes, oh, look, you cannot tell Dale or Boomhauer about this, okay? They wouldn't understand. He goes, no, of course not. They're idiots.
They're idiots.
Isn't dog dancing wonderful, Hank? He goes, yes. He goes, what am I going to do? What am I doing to make the dog hate me, Hank? Why? Why am I so repulsive? He goes, you're not repulsive, Bill. Well, maybe. He goes, yes. He goes, maybe it's the song you picked. He goes, the song. Yes, the song. What about the song? He goes, let your dog help you choose the song. Just don't let him pick something like Doggy in the Window or Hound Dog. It's too obvious. Wait, why am I telling you this? You're not entering the competition, are you? He goes, well, yeah, I thought. He goes, get out. And I
Once he realized he was doing the competition.
Get the hell out of here.
Get out of here.
All right, now we're at the dinner table with Peggy, Hank, and Bobby, and it is very tense. No words are being said.
Yeah, it's
Peggy finally picks up a spoonful of whatever they're eating. She goes, this is good, nice and salty.
Ew.
Nice and salty. She goes, I said the funniest thing today. Well, almost. She's trying to start,
She's trying to do something, yeah.
Hank says, are you going to finish that gristle? He's talking to Bobby. Bobby says, yes, as a matter of fact, I am. He goes, but you never eat your gristle. You always give it to Ladybird. He shoves it in his mouth and just starts chewing on this gristle and fat. And he goes, spit it out. Spit it out. You don't even like gristle. He goes, but I do like the taste of you not getting it. I mean, that's rough.
They're getting super competitive now.
Peggy says, Hank, Bobby, stop it. No ribbon is more important than your family. For God's sake, you are fighting over fat. Hank says, yeah, all right, you're right. Let me make it up to both of you. Peggy, let's go out dancing like we usually do and let Bobby and Doggy have the house to practice alone. And Bobby says, but you have to lock Ladybird in the garage. He goes, of course. So now we transition over to Uglies, a cowboy saloon. Uglies.
That's a good name for a saloon.
And so they're out dancing. They're all dressed up. They got the cowboy hats on. They got their Western dancing clothes on. Peggy says, oh, it is certainly nice to get out of the house. It's been so tense with all the arguing and barking. Hank says, oh, I'm glad you're having fun because you deserve it. He dips her. She goes, oh, Hank, you are dip crazy tonight. He goes, yep. So since you brought it up, do you know if Bobby does any dips in his routine?
This is hilarious. Yeah, he's sitting there trying to get information out of her.
You've noticed? She goes, are you pumping me for information? He goes, how much backwards walking are they doing? A little, average, a lot? She goes, Hank, I'm trying really hard to remain neutral here. I thought you wanted to dance with me. He goes, oh, no, I do. You're right. It's just you and me, Ladybird. Oh, she goes, what? You just blew it, mister. Fine. You know what? I hope Bobby wins. And she starts to storm off.
That's rough. Calling your wife the dog's name?
The dog's name. Not even like an ex-girlfriend or anything. It's
nothing.
The
it's the dog's name.
And he says, what? Oh, sure. You go home to Bobby and the neighbor's dog. And while you're at it, why don't you just move in with Con and Min? You can eat rice all day and never celebrate Christmas. She goes, good luck, Hank. And she just walks off. He goes, it's got nothing to do with luck, Peggy. We're going to win this thing. You're making a big mistake. Ladybird hates you. Is what
he's so petty, yeah.
And that is the second commercial break. This seems like it came up real fast, but we're going to take that and we will be right.
Oh, there's Gary Yap.
We'll be right. Say it.
Back.
There it is. Hey, Gary Yap. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit Shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
ABC Wednesday. Tim Allen and Kat Dennings star in the new family comedy Shifting Gears.
Dad, I'm broke and I need a place to stay until I figure out what the rest of my life looks like.
So, a couple of days.
When his daughter moves back in.
The last time you walked out that door, you looked back at me and gave me a double bird.
I was 18. The double bird was how I ended all our conversations.
The wheels come off.
Can we try to talk to each other like rational adults?
Have you watched the news lately? That's not a thing anymore.
Series premiere Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
And we are
back.
There it is.
And then Gary Yap in the chat. Thanks, Gary. Hi, guys. Can't stay, but I'll def catch the replay. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's cool that you found us. You're the first person that's associated with the actual television show
Yep.
that's found us organically. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Gary.
I'm digging that.
And thanks, Artie. Thanks, Black Ant.
Yeah, thank
thanks,
everybody.
Rusty.
Rusty.
Thanks, Nod. All you guys are great. We really appreciate it. Anybody
Yeah,
who's
thank
in here
you.
right now. Okay, so we come back from commercial break, and
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Gary, you are the first person that's found us organically.
Yeah.
I have
really great.
messaged out to other creators of the show, or people that were attached to it. Wes Archer, I've communicated with back and forth, but since he's still actively working on the show, he can't really. He's under a bunch of NDAs, so he can't really do anything for us at the moment. He wanted to be a part of it at the very beginning, but when we first started the show was right when they were getting ready to start production for the new show, so he was kind of like tied up. I really like his
We
art
love Wes,
direction.
too.
Yeah, we love his art direction.
Thank you, Gary.
We mention his art direction frequently because he really did. He's really done some good stuff.
So we are. Hank is watching from the inside. Peggy lets Bobby and Doggy in the car, and Hank says to her, "What are they?" Or he's talking to Lady Bird.
Yeah.
What do they see in that yappy little rat? We can win this thing without him. And Bobby and Doggy are both in magician outfits, by the way, so that's good. And he goes, "Right, Lady Bird, you look great in that outfit, by the way." He's got a hat and a shirt on and stuff. He sets it up so that he can go over and take a picture with Lady Bird.
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
puts it on a timer. He goes over to her and says, "On the count of 3, everyone says bones. 1, 2, no, don't move. It's just the red eye. Bones." And the timer flashes and they take the picture.
Red Eye.
Well, it's like it used to be with a camera. It would flash a couple of times like that, so it doesn't put the red eye in the
okay.
picture.
Yeah, I remember.
That's what it was.
Been a while.
Like
been a
cancels
while.
it out.
Yeah, been a while. Been a while since I've had flash photography.
All right, so we're back at the McManerberry Hotel. McManerberry Musical Canine Freestyle Championships is the big banner that's up.
Yep.
Hank and Lady Bird are in there, and he goes, "Wow, these dogs are dressed to the nines. It's like they're
Bunch
going to
of
dance at the
fancy,
White House."
fancy dogs.
He goes, "Don't worry, Lady Bird. We're going to win this thing. Remember, it's not just about pageantry. It's about a man and his dog dancing together. That's what the people came to see, and that's what we're going to give them. It's our trump card. That's what we got all over these nut jobs, right, girl?" Then we see Bill back at his house.
He's still fighting Rex.
He has locked himself in the sliding glass shower to protect himself from this devilish dog. And he's like, "Oh, come on, Rex, settle down. We're going to be late for the competition."
I'm surprised
I mean,
the dog hasn't like calmed down at this point. Like
well, the dog just wants to kill this man. I mean,
generally,
he literally
they
wants
wear
to kill
themselves
him.
out, but he's
Yeah.
still going. His hate for Bill supersedes everything.
And so Bill is like balancing in the shower, right, with the glass door
Yeah,
shut,
yeah.
and he is able to reach a like a wooden back scratcher, right? And so he reaches out with that back scratcher and gets to the medicine cabinet and opens it and knocks a pill bottle down and catches it, and just in time gets it, opens it up, throws all these pills on the ground,
It drugs the dog.
and drugs the dog. The dog goes straight out like he goes to sleep.
So is he just gonna like hold this lifeless dog and like slow
Well,
dance with it?
He picks up the dog, carries it into the bedroom. Bill has an entire tuxedo on, and now he has a tuxedo shirt he wants to put on the dog. And so he starts putting it on and sees the dog kind of, move around a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, he's dreaming." And then we get a flash of the dream that the dog is having, and the dog is having a dream of literally just eating Bill.
Yeah.
Like eating him up. All right, now we're back at the hotel. I love these announcers, by the way. The announcer, "Let's have another big round of applause for Pam Taylor and her Irish setter, Sparkles." Hank says, "Sparkles, more like fizzles."
That's a good joke. I like that.
The announcer says, "Still leaving the dance area. I'm Dud Jepperson along with Skeech Randall." Dud Jepperson and Skeech
Skeech
Randall. I love their commentary. "And we're just gosh darn happy to be here. And they're off to the dance floor. Next is up Hank Hill and his purebred bloodhound Lady Bird. Are you ready to see more dancing?" They're
Golf
playing to
clap.
the crowd.
Yeah, a bunch of golf clapping.
Yeah. You hear Hank say, "Okay, pup, this is it. I just wanted to apologize." He's talking to Bobby and Peggy, by the way, who are sitting in the audience also. He goes, "I just wanted to apologize for what Lady Bird and I are about to do." When? I mean, this has gotten gross. I mean, it's gotten...
Yeah, it's getting ugly. It's
I
like
don't like each
you know,
other.
it's getting dirty. Like
So
has somebody sabotaged something here? Like I don't know if there's been sabotage or not at this point.
they start playing Patsy Cline's Walking After Midnight, and honestly, I mean, Hank is doing a good job. He's walking with Lady Bird. She's coming under him.
Well,
you
Hank
know,
doesn't
they're
like to
slow
lose,
dancing.
so Hank's going to be the
Yeah.
best at whatever it is that he's trying to do.
But Hank's dance is not flashy. You know, it's
not.
very
It's-
respectful to his dog, is what it is. But
it's
you
a
hear
nice southern slow dance, a little
They are-
two-step.
They're very
little
much in
waltz.
sync and dancing. But you hear the announcers. Wow, hello to you too, Hank Hill. You know,
Yeah.
and the other one, Sketch, says, and what poise and mobility from that bloodhound. The feet, the hand, the tail, all moving as one unit. No wonder this proud bitch was named after our former first lady. Proud bitch. Peggy fakes a yawn.
Well,
out
they
in
call
the
them that
crowd.
at the dog shows too.
Huh?
They just say that at the dog shows.
Oh, I'm sure.
too,
Yeah, they're bitches. Peggy fakes a yawn, and Bobby thinks is super funny because they're kind of making fun of his dad. Then the guy with the clipboard out in the audience is getting everybody ready to dance with their dogs. He says, "Bill, Joe, Treve, and Rex, you're on deck, and no muzzles." And Bill's like, "Yeah, but," he goes, "No muzzles. Those are the rules." He goes, "Oh, okay." They start to finish. Hank and Lady Bird finish dancing, and he says, "Way to go, girl! It's not too late for you." He goes, "Way to go, girl!" And he's talking to Bobby. He goes, "Not too late for you and Doggy to turn tail." And he kind of laughs at that because he thinks that's funny. Bobby says, "Take some notes because this is how people are going to be dog dancing from now on."
Whoa.
The announcers, they say, "Next up, Bobby Hill and his mixed terrier, Doggy." And then you get Tektronix Move This.
The 1999 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake that body. Shake that body.
Body, shake
And
that
they
body.
are so good at this.
They're
Like,
really good at it.
There's a
like,
lot of jumping and hopping and running and
it's a lot more
sliding
entertaining than
between his
watching
It's
Hank
a
have
lot.
some
It's a lot.
sensual experience with his dog.
And the announcers are like, "We are witnessing a dream. I hope I never wake up and this dance lasts forever. A boy, a dog, and a dance."
I like that.
The judges, the crowd love it. Peggy stands up and claps. The crowd stands up and claps. And you go, "Are they even touching the floor? Amazing." Then we go over to the alleyway, and it is just Boomhauer and Dale. And I love this cut because
Yeah,
it's
this
like,
is funny. I really like
it's
this scene
so
too.
good because it's like, what the hell's happening with these guys? Well, they're both just standing in the alley.
Yeah,
and
boy,
Dale
the
says,
alley's dead today.
"Oh, the alley's dead today." That's it. That's the entire.
That's it,
the
yeah.
entire scene, and I absolutely love that. So we're back at the competition. Bobby's still dancing with the dog. The announcer says, "I don't even know how to describe that move." The other one says, "I wish everyone who denies the pure athleticism of dog dancing could see what I'm seeing right now." Everybody is applauding and all that. Hank looks at it and he goes, "It's okay, Lady Bird. All flash, no substance." Then the competition is over. Now we're later on in the day. There's judging taking place. Arthur says the commentators remind him of the ones calling the Boggle Championship.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of too.
And Bobby is the first time he's ever looked athletic, so that's great. We're at the judging part, and they're announcing it. And they say, "And the third prize for beginners off-leash musical freestyle goes to Rhonda Clark and her border collie Rusty. Second prize goes to Bobby Hill and his neighbor's dog Doggy. And first prize goes to," and Hank's like, "All right, this is it, girl, Helen Bradley and her toy poodle Buddy." And then we see Hank. He's super friggin' sad.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
And he sees everybody get on the it's crazy to me that they have like an Olympic type podium, you know, first, second, third place, standing
Yeah.
up there getting their prizes. He looks at Lady Bird and he's like, "Well, we did our best, girl. It's a young dog sport. Come on, let's go home. Time for your nap." And they leave.
I like this scene right here.
It
too.
is nice because
This is a sweet scene.
this is what makes King of the Hill King of the Hill. It's a sweet tie up. Everybody's back to liking each other. Everything's back to the way it ought to be. You see them come back to the Hill House, and this is Hank and Lady Bird. He throws the costume in the trash as he comes into the garage, and he says, "You want to watch me paint, girl? It's semi-gloss." Like that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Lady Bird lays down over in the corner. He's got the radio on, and then Walking After Midnight comes on.
Yep.
Well, she gets up, and she starts nudging him. He goes, no, Lady Bird, that's not for us. She nudges him some more, and he goes, "Oh, how can I say no to that face?" He starts dancing with her dog again. Then Bobby and Peggy come out through the garage door, and they see him dancing. Everybody's smiling. We're back to normal. And he looks over at Bobby and says, "Care to cut in, son? There's someone else I owe a dance to." And then he and Peggy start to dance while Bobby and Lady Bird are dancing, and it fades out. That is it. Everybody's back to being the way to go, and Artie is right. It is an all Patsy Cline station, apparently.
WGBH Access.
We hear the we get the credits, and then afterwards we just hear Bill go, "Just move your paw!" Ah! And he screams, and that's
a
it.
good one.
That is the end of the episode.
Not very many subplots.
No, wasn't a whole lot of subplots.
Just
this
a straightforward
is,
episode.
Season 7, Episode 5, 7ABEO2, Dances with Dogs, aired
Go
December
and
1st,
walk
2002. And I love this episode. It's a very sweet
Me too.
episode. Yes, Artie, it is a very sweet episode.
I like the music.
It's nice. It's again, it's a bottle episode, meaning that it's on its own. But I like those every once in a while, you know?
Growing up with a dad who was born in 1960, and then his dad was born in 1912.
Yeah.
So a lot of the music my dad listened to, even when I was a little kid, was a lot of
Old country.
late 30s,
Yep.
early 40s, 50s, early 60s stuff. So I got a lot of my music influence or whatever is from that era of music. And
Well, if you just
I
look
really
at
like
music
Patsy
in general,
Cline.
a lot of the
Patsy
influences is
Cline's
from
voice.
that music. You know,
well, that's the
I mean,
thing that I
just
don't
the way
think
it
like not a lot enough credit goes to is a lot of the guys that were writing those songs.
is. Oh, sure.
Because like Willie Nelson, if Willie Nelson wouldn't have been the guy he is, like personally, like there's so many writers that didn't get to do what he's done.
Yeah.
Like that's a personal thing for him to be how he is. Like you wouldn't have never known who Willie Nelson was other than a songwriter, you know.
Like Ann says, he loves the cover of Patsy Cline's "Blue Moon of Kentucky." But
She does a good song. She
I
does a good
love
version of it.
Boomhauer's cover.
I
of
like
that.
the
Yeah,
Boomhauer, which
very
is
good.
Vince Gill.
Yeah,
Vince
very
Gill's
good
version,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, guys, we are back.
Keep on
We
rising.
will right after this. We're going to do our Friday episode.
So stick around if you're on the live.
Artie's right. Also, Chris Christopherson wrote a ton.
Yeah,
of
he
stuff.
wrote a ton of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, Chris Christopherson did. That's why I like when Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and Willie Nelson, the Highwaymen.
At the same time, Alan Thicke, if you remember who that is,
Yeah, I remember him.
he was like the man for any kind of TV show theme. He wrote like almost all of them.
Robin Thicke's dad, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy that
Alan
sings today.
Thicke,
Yeah.
he was the dad on that show. So
Yeah.
he wrote a ton of TV themes. But there's a lot of folks out there that don't get the recognition they do. That's why I think it's a little different now. You said you're going to see what's his face?
Willie Nelson.
No, the other one.
Oh, Jelly Roll.
No, one more.
Who's
Who's the guy that writes all the songs that's now
Post
like
Malone?
a singer now? He's Chris Stapleton.
Oh, Chris Stapleton.
Stapleton wrote music
Yeah.
for forever, and Growing Pains. There you go. Chris Stapleton. It's a little bit different now because he came out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sing now," and everybody's just like, "Oh my God, he's so good."
There's quite a.
So-
I think it's maybe more common now than it was then. Because
Absolutely.
Taylor Swift, she writes all her music.
Yeah.
And she, from what I understand, she has a lot of participation in the arrangements and stuff too.
Oh, I'm sure.
she obviously started. It's funny because I was 14 years old when she started, and she was 14 too. So it was like it was age
So-
relatable kind of thing.
Tomorrow we start a live show.
Oh, yeah.
with a guy named Zach Owen, who's popular here in our
Local.
area.
Well, maybe more than local.
He's been in the radio for
regional for sure.
yeah, he's
Cause,
been in the radio for a long time. 30
that
years.
radio station reaches almost to Dallas and almost to
But
Austin.
the reason I'm saying this is he told me a story a couple times ago about how they used to bring all these acts through the radio station,
Yeah.
right? You know, and one of them was Taylor Swift when she was 14.
So he got to meet Taylor
Yeah, so he
Swift
got
when
to
she
meet
was
her
young.
and see her perform when she was that young.
That's awesome.
And then she went on to become what she is.
Massive. She might be bigger than Elvis or Michael Jackson.
She's big. She's big. She can call shots. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate everybody in the chat room, but we love having you guys listen to this later. Thank you to everyone involved in this, including the makers of this show, and I mean King of the Hill. We just so appreciate your show, and
Yeah.
thank you for putting it out there for all of us to love. Can you tell them where to find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAAKOTH on all social medias. I post clips of the show on those places whenever I can and have them available to me. So just keep an eye out for that stuff. And Wimatanye.
Wimatanye, indeed. See you next time. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.